Yeah.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, November 21st, 2025 at 9:10 a.m. This is Veronica Bolchik, Chair of the Contract Review Committee. This meeting is being conducted in a hybrid fashion, so all votes would be done on roll call. First thing I'd like to do is establish quorum. So I'm looking up on the screen and we have Suzanne Keating,
President.
Linda Williams,
Here.
Lee Tesser.
You're muted.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, folks. I'm here.
Okay. All right. And John Balash.
Here.
And myself, Veronica. We do have quorum. Momentarily, Joanna Roach will be joining us via telephone contact. She's in transit, and hopefully she'll join us within the next 5, 10 minutes. All righty. Next, we have an agenda. Can I have a motion to accept our agenda today?
So motion. Second.
Second.
Yep. All right, by call, Suzanne,
Aye.
Lee.
Aye.
Go on.
Lee, do we hear you?
Oh, he's Yes.
I
Okay, I'm
He
said
said
sorry.
yes.
Okay, sorry about that. John Balash,
aye.
Linda,
Aye.
myself, we have an agenda. I don't believe we have any public. Lexi, can you confirm there's no one?
No public.
Okay, so no public comment. All right, so let me, talk about what we're going to do today, which is the Human Services Program and Operational Grants and Substance Misuse Grant deliberations. Um, so um, it's um, it's going to be a tough morning of deliberations. As usual, we have received approximately double the amount of request for the money that we have on the human services side, and similar on the substance misuse side. Um, what we are waiting for right now is I do want to thank everyone for getting their scores into Lexi. So the intention was we were going to have it compiled and ready for distribution at this meeting at this moment. However, there were some numbers that were needed clarification on Joanna's sheet, and she is going to be calling in. So we won't have a compiled sheet until those numbers are confirmed by Joanna. So um, we'll put that aside right for now.
Veronica,
Yes.
I have some other numbers that I need. There were a couple for the scale that I didn't get from a few people.
Okay, so can we do that in as we're waiting for Joanna? So Lexi, I'm going to let you lead that discussion because I don't see what you're seeing.
Okay, so for Lee, I need the scale for interfaith, elder service, and Fairwinds.
Yeah, I don't understand the scale, being my first time around, so I could do it on the fly, of course, if somebody explains to me what the scale means. I didn't get that.
Let me pull up the rubric scoring. It's a new category this year, so it's not fully it's not super familiar to anybody. It's basically a measure of what the size of the um basically the size, scope, and consistency of programming for the substance misuse. It's basically pretty tightly correlated to the total operating budget and consistency of programming. I have the written list here. Scale My cheat sheet explanation, how good, what is it? The organization should be of sufficient scale to benefit from non-programmatic support, operate in such a fashion that programmatic funding is overly complex, and have a large enough budget to warrant direct operational support. The rubric evaluation numbers, if an organization has a budget under 500,000, that is a U or unacceptable. Not advantageous. Organization has either existed for multiple years, consistently delivered similar programming, and has a budget between $500,000 and $1 million a year. So if it's been around for a long time, has been doing the same thing and has between $500,000 and $1 million a year in budget, that's an NA. An organization that has existed for multiple years, has consistently delivered similar program, and has a budget in excess of 1 million and less than 2 million, advantageous. An organization has existed for multiple years, delivering similar programming in a consistent fashion, and has a budget in excess of $2 million a year. On the organizational level, not on whatever program they're presenting.
If I can add, this was only on the operational grants. There was an additional rubric scoring for the operational grants. So it was for NAMI, Fairwinds, Interfaith Council, and Elder Services also applied for a operational grant. So for those four, there is a scoring in scale.
And there was a mess up on the rubric, so I need interfaith scale scoring from John, Linda, and Joanna as well.
Also, I might add, I have Pasco and Small Friends under
Yes,
operational.
yeah, they were programming. I messed that up.
Yeah.
Wait, so under the category and box that has scale in it, only
Yeah.
NAMI, Elder Services, and Fairwinds are going to get the scale scoring, or what about PASCON?
Pascon's just programming, so you could leave the scale empty. Just NAMI,
Okay.
Elder Services, Fairwinds, and Interfaith Council is not under there in the old one, but I updated mine on my end. You need to add an extra score for them as well.
Okay, so interfaith under program grant.
And
Yeah.
what about VNA?
They're just programming, so you could leave scale
Oh.
blank.
Oh, okay. They're in the red shaded area under there, so I thought.
Yeah, that was actually my mistake. It was presented as a P in the document, which is the determining factor, and then I confirmed that with them.
So could you say the list again of all the ones that are programmed, please?
Yeah,
I mean,
and your
operational.
Operational.
I got yours in, I just didn't use the last row for scaling. And you
Yeah,
did.
no, I understand. I because I scaled them all because they were in the pink
Yeah.
area, but just for purposes of this meeting, would you mind saying the ones that are in operational?
Well, the only operation applicants are NAMI, Elder Services, Fairwinds, and Interfaith Council.
Okay, thank you.
So Jericho, I have a question on what you just outlined for me, which makes sense, but aren't the numbers that's like objective? So why are we scaling it if the application meets the criteria? Why? I don't understand.
So the evaluation component of it is the baseline to get above a U is over $500,000. The other half, it's a two-part proposition. It's a conjunction. Organization has existed for multiple years, consistently delivering similar programming, and so it's your wiggle room based on how long they've been delivering that program and how tightly associated with its mission it is.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Thanks for that explanation, because now I do see that it's somewhat subjective. Okay. I'll do that right now.
And thank you for bearing with us with this. Big process changes are always wonky. And then I'm going to try and get a cheat sheet.
Let me send up there.
Do you have like the bids and then the different stages? Okay, perfect.
email it or just?
Just share. I think I can pull it up. I got OneDrive open. Shared.
Jericho, did we do it correctly yesterday
Yep, we have all we
with the
need.
right people in the right places?
Yes.
I need Linda's
Oh, there's one scale for the
interfaith
interfaith,
scale.
and then interfaiths. Let me pull up interfaith's budget from the submissions.
And what I'm putting into the scale boxes, that would be the HAANA.
Yep.
That's
Okay.
So the procurement law uses the HA, like that. The thing that we're actually doing is highly advantageous, not advantageous, and unadvantageous. The numbers are purely there for us to do calculations with. It's the qualitative classification is what you're actually determining.
got
I
it.
did all those. What am I missing on that?
We had one interfaith council scale because it was in I didn't realize where the category was. So it's just a question, and I'm pulling up now their budgetary amount. Perfect. And
Wasn't it between 1 million and 2?
I believe so, but I'm gonna double check.
I think it was a 1.5 or something that we looked at.
This is what
Yep.
I wrote down yesterday when Jericho, you helped me with it. It was above 2 million was HA, between 1 and 2 million was A, and NA was between 500,000 and 1 million, and with the other, criteria. So
Yeah. So the budget for Interfaith Council, for their NFFR program, the relevant budget amount is 1.7, and this
Yeah.
is a very similar program to what has been run in previous years. So it hits both parts of the conditional for the HA. Oh, sorry,
I
not for the
think sorry.
Yeah.
I think I only
excess.
put HA.
This is A.
Okay.
And then for just making sure everything went in. Cheat sheet file, thank you. Okay, and that's previous year. And then the one for the
So Lexi, can I ask you, did you change my score on the NIFRA because I didn't realize their budget was over 1 million? I had put A instead of HA.
You gave a 5 for that, so
Oh, I did? Oh, okay. Then I must have looked it up. Thank you.
yeah, you put a little thing under the bottom like you wrote it in.
Okay.
Under.
Okay. So I'm concerned about our time ticking here this morning.
Because it really,
think-
this whole thing with the scale really is immaterial.
No,
No, it's not.
it's
Sorry.
legally required by procurement law for the state of Massachusetts for
I
all.
got that. But as far as making a decision, I don't care. We're making
Well-
a decision based on our scale and what deserves the money and how much money, et cetera, because we have over 1 million in requests and we don't have it.
Okay. Can I make a suggestion? I know that we're waiting for Joanna's and her clarification on some numbers. Can
We tried to-
we start by talking about substance misuse? We've got 5 applications in that area. And at this point, you don't have a compiled sheet that you can share just on that. No.
We can't do can't do the calculations without all of them in.
Right.
But we can begin discussing the applications for substance misuse,
Right.
because I think that's where the requests and the budget line up closer than in other categories.
Okay. So, I'd like to start with that area because I think that it's a very clean, clear, view. We have 5 applications. We have way too much asked for the money. And I can tell you that the highest application for me was Addiction Solutions. I think that it was proven how I scored them. They've really come a long way. Their application was complete. It was impact, their partners, innovation, cultural relevance, their finances, all in order. And I would like to see if we could fund them as much as we possibly can. Health Imperatives and NAMI are the next strongest applications, or the scoring that I have. I'd like to discuss New Hope and NCTV because just globally, without looking at everyone's scoring, I can tell you that I think New Hope, I think she's got something that is extremely valuable that could work. It's a seed program for us if we fund it. She put an application in on a program grant, and my feeling is that her her professional background and experience is with working with the middle school kids. And I'd like to see if we could fund her some in that area and as a seed program to start, and not fund her in the substance misuse area. We just don't have enough money. So my recommendation there would be for on the substance application, a 0 award, because I think that unless we give enough money, I don't think she'll be able to do justice. So I'd rather support her in one area and not over the two in very slim amount.
Are we able, Veronica, are we able to see the compilation of the scores up to this point without Joanna's?
No, we cannot, unfortunately.
Yeah.
What I'm doing is I'm going to throw up the requests by category and program.
I didn't quite understand you there.
Like, if you want, Linda, to confirm, you want a running total of what we have currently?
Or what, our scores?
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Just a general idea, because I think I ranked substance misuse the same way that Veronica ranked them.
And do, because you have a divide by whatever, right?
6.
Yeah.
And then it's about each score, like going into each.
Yeah.
So it's gonna.
Well, don't bother. If we have to wait for Joanna, I wish,
Yeah,
somehow we got her.
I'm trying to see if we can just start this.
Can you just do totals? How see how you get set up here. So it's like sum of all average?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just
I'm not an Excel person at all. I hate Excel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tricky.
I just Jericho and Alexandra, I just emailed you
Thank you.
the new chart with the scale filled in.
Thank you, Lee.
So can we
We're
continue
spinning
to,
our wheels here.
Yeah.
can we continue to discuss the substance of misuse applicants? Because I do have a couple of comments about those as well.
Yes.
Yes.
We can continue to discuss, and I'm gonna see if there's, I'm gonna try to figure out a way to get a preliminary to us, but, continue with the discussion, please.
Okay.
So
Suzanne?
going back to your point, Veronica, about the New Hope,
Yes.
I agree with that as well. We didn't discuss the NCTV, and they have also applied for a program grant as well as substance misuse. And I found that the NCTV ACT ambassadors, I had them half and half, like with meeting the criteria and meeting some of the criteria, but I really felt like they don't merit as much in the substance misuse category as they do in the regular programming. And I think we should probably give them more in the programming, and if we give them anything at all in the NCTV, not nearly as much as what they're asking for.
With addiction solutions and health imperatives, and I had these conversations in my head. They are, last year we called it preventative and treatment. They are treatment programs.
Yes.
They are, and I don't want to negate the prevention portion, but they are doing online treatment for our community that is in distress. And I think that they're both doing a different portion, and I think they do it well. And so I ranked them much higher, and that's in the score. My scoring reflects that. NAMI ASAP, I look at what they're doing. It's I don't want to call it peer recovery because it's not peer recovery, but they're going to get referrals from Addiction Solutions, from Fairwinds, and hopefully Health Imperatives also. And it's a structured program over a number of months where teaching individuals who are in recovery tools that they can keep with them to hopefully keep them going in recovery. So it's not necessarily prevention, it's a treatment program. And that's how I ranked those three as more deserving. And the other two programs were more NCTV, it's a preventative program. I think if we had money, I think it's a great idea, but we just don't have the funds.
No, I can agree with that. Yeah.
I do. I agree generally with everything everybody else has said in terms of I rank them essentially the same way.
Yeah.
And I perhaps wasn't quite as drilled down on my reasoning, but I got there the same way.
Yeah. I have a difficulty always, putting someone with not getting money because I want to give everybody money. That's who I am. That's my nature. But the harsh reality is we don't have the money. And in this category, I think it's more clean cut. It is dealing with a very specific problem. And at this point, I think the three programs warrant money, and I'd be comfortable with not funding those two programs. But
I said the same thing to Jericho yesterday, that I'm a bleeding heart liberal from the 60s and 70s. I have a peace sign around my neck. I can't take it off because I can't get it back on, but it's gold and diamonds, but that's different.
Yeah.
But I'd just as soon give everybody money as well, but I'm in the same boat that you are about those two. Because we just don't have enough to spread around in that particular section.
Yeah.
I
And-
agree. Somebody's going to come up short, no
Yeah.
doubt. We don't have enough money, but I agree with the reasoning as
Well,
well.
and I think what seals it too is that it's more the three that we're talking about deserving the money. They're treatment based as opposed to
Yeah.
prevention.
It's more direct in my, if
Yeah.
that's the right word. It's more direct. Yeah.
Yeah,
Does
Joanna.
anybody want to text Joanna and see if she's
Yeah,
on the
she
phone?
just said,
Texting with her now. I just need to get her the meeting ID.
Oh, okay.
yeah, she's ready to jump on, but we just getting connection here now.
I could tell it to you, Jericho.
It's 824
841
8. Oh,
841
oh,
96
okay. 841
96
96
22
22
86
86
08.
08. 841 962 276 08
841
962
962 28608.
8608. That was from that other ghost, the committee 2 one, or the committee 3 one that was clicked on before. Okay. And then I think we might have some preliminary to work with on the substance. Sweet.
Yeah, I updated all of them, but
Let's check the shared.
I'm sharing a new one. Okay.
Technology giveth and technology taketh away.
Ready.
And then that's cool.
So while we're waiting for that, so if when Joanna joins us and we could get numbers cleared up,
Preliminary for everything without joining the scores in.
Yeah, but I still need John and Linda's interfaith scale.
Okay. Interface.
Well, if they're the 1.7, then it should be A.
Yeah, so Linda as a 3.
3.
Yeah, and John with a 3 as well. Okay, so we at least have some preliminaries we pulled together. They might change slightly once we get Joanna's updated ones in.
Thank you.
And I will share that. Now, we got Joanna coming in.
Are we able to just dispense with the misuse and just go for those two and end this section?
We have to at least look
then we
at
have to determine monies because
allocation.
with-
I'm gonna share that now just so we all have something to look at.
okay, is Joanna in?
I will let her answer. She should be.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Joanna has now joined us at I can't see a time. If someone can give me a 9:39 a.m. So Joanna, where we are, we need some clarification on your numbers before the sheet can be compiled. But we were having discussion on substance misuse. We wanted to get the meeting started, and where we are is I think that we're in general agreement with everyone's individual scoring that Addiction Solution, Health Imperatives, and NAMI should be awarded. We haven't discussed the amounts, and that we would not fund New Hope or NCTV. You know, they are more preventative. The other three programs are more of treatment and with um, um, New Hope, let's put it that way. I think their application for program is much stronger. Seed program, rather than giving a pittance in this area, we'll fund what we can maybe in the other area and zero fund here. And NCTV, great idea, great program. It's preventative. We just don't have the money, and the three who are doing treatment, I think that's where our general agreement has been so far.
Okay, that's fine with me.
Okay. If we can maybe look at the dollar amounts then, because even doing Addiction Solution has asked for 100,000. Health Imperatives has asked for 50, and NAMI, it was about 31,294. That would be over the amount of money. You know, a simple thing, you know, if we want to give Addiction Solution, they're full at 100, Health Imperatives at 50, NAMI 25, that would be 175. That's one suggestion. Or we can split the difference among all three or whatever. If I'm open for discussion on that.
Well, I'm okay with Addiction Solutions at 100, Health Imperatives at 50. I'm not okay with NAMI getting the other 25 total.
So I have the requests here, and in the column next to them, I'm gonna put the current proposal we're working at.
Okay.
And I'm gonna confirm we're looking at 100,000 for Addiction Solutions. We were looking
Right.
at funding these two programs, and we were looking at 50,000 here.
So if we
Health
give Health
Imperatives.
Imperatives 50, we have $25,000 left.
Left.
And that would be if you give 50 for Health Imperatives, 100 for addiction, 25 left for NAMI. They've
So-
asked 31,294.
So the NAMI program is I have to pull through because there's a couple there.
Right. What we had asked questions on that was $17,000 was for the broadcasting of it, and she did give a good explanation, and I do understand about the expect the costly microphones, et cetera, because they want it to not just be for the individuals that are in the session, but it can be viewed and broadcast over, so to get continued benefit. And so $17,000 is there. I don't know if
Which one are you talking about?
I'm talking about NAMI, the NAMI program.
So the NAMI program, Sustainable Tools for Adults in Recovery, is a partnership with MAST. It is going to be aimed as a maximum capacity of 216 potential students, and they were going to do some expenses for upgraded streaming and information and media capture for later, like distribution online, etc. It's a similar partnership between a kind of private and a public entity, SCSBH. New Hope, it is looking for 12 consecutive weeknights between January and March of 2027 to be hosted at MAST. The budget, hold on here. The program budget, the single largest expense is space rental and props. The next is administrative. And then subsequent to that, technology for live stream, 1,700.
Right.
Mm.
So I don't know, I think we did ask, and in her application, if they weren't fully funded, she'd have to scale back maybe on the number of people or in other areas, but you know, if we want to give Health Imperatives the full 50, and Addiction Solution 100, there's only 25 left. So if someone wants to make another suggestion, let's open it for discussion.
I think we need to vote on these individually and then figure out where we do the 25.
Um,
I don't want to blanket vote 3 people. I would rather just vote them
Oh.
one at a time.
But
Remind me,
we never do that.
yeah.
yeah, remind me, I think we normally we would get our allotment and then vote on that allotment in that configuration.
Right.
Right. Because we can't vote 100 and for Addiction Solution and 50 for Health Imperatives, because then that just leaves 25. So I think we need to, in this, vote as a category.
Doing a semester abroad right now, or is he?
Yeah.
Where'd he go?
So it would be my recommendation that we make the allocation and then we make a motion to recommend a full allocation for each, or for the substance misuse in one go.
Yeah, that
So we
makes
need
sense.
sorry, thank you. We would need to figure out where the last 25K is, because remember, we're making the output of this committee is the recommendation to FinCom and select board for the Article 9 allocation. So I
Right.
think the motion has to be for the recommendation for each given fund.
Right. So, can I have some discussion on the dollar amounts for the 3 organizations?
Leave the country. Like, okay, well, you're going, like, might as well
Well,
be.
Uh,
You're gonna be
You
further
got a little.
away, like, why?
Yeah, I'm not seeing hands, so you have Suzanne, yes?
Yeah, so I have no problem with funding the 100,000 to Addiction Solutions, 50,000 to Health Imperatives. And if NAMI's in there and we have 25,000 left, I think it should go to them.
Okay.
I'll put just for argument's sake here.
Yeah.
This is our first allocation, our first attempt at an allocation, so I'm gonna put round 1.
Okay. Can you bring the screen back to that? Because I'm seeing NAMI's budget right now.
Oh. Why is it not? All right, hold on.
Can I ask a question? Can you hear me?
Yes.
I just want to know if Linda doesn't want to fund NAMI $25,000, Linda, what are you suggesting through the chair to you?
Splitting it between the other 2.
So you don't want to give NAMI any money?
I'm not comfortable, but I have always had an issue. And I was trained in NAMI, both sides of that equation years ago when they first came here.
So this is.
But I'm just, I don't know, I'll go along with what everybody wants to do here.
Okay. Just as an explanation, and I will. So this is a NAMI ASAP application. NAMI is now under, ASAP is now under NAMI.
Right,
But
and that's my problem.
This application was done by ASAP on the island. So
Isn't that Veronica, is that Elise? Did Elise Norton write this application?
Yes.
yes.
I think so, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So
this was not done by Jackie. This
Okay.
was submitted by Elise.
Okay,
But
so I share Linda's concerns about the previous iteration of NAMI, but Elise has partnered with MAST successfully at least twice now. So
Yes.
I don't see a problem with that piece of it. What I will say is I am not sure that videoing these sessions is going to make them more popular.
Yeah, it's not.
Right? I just am not sure about that part of it.
Okay.
One quick question, one quick procedural. Are you guys looking at the spreadsheet with the round one on it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Joanna, you are a practitioner at MAST, and
From time to time.
yeah, and so I would ask for some of your views on that, because I thought she made a pretty strong point of view of what
She
this.
did. I mean, I feel like the program is success. I feel like the programs have been successful. I just question the videotaping of them and the ability to share them. It's that piece of this that I'm not sure is going to be effective.
Right.
The in-person stuff I saw as highly effective.
Okay. So
But I think that I think that we may be in a situation where we should try this and see what happens, because I was willing to give both of the other people a little bit of money and reduce Addiction Solutions and Health Imperatives by a little bit to give everybody some money. But if others want to do the 100,000, 50,000, and 25,000, I'm fine with that.
Okay. All right.
I'd like to get him some money, but unless I hear a good reason, I understand there's doubts, but like everybody else, I'd like to get him something. That's where I fall on it.
So as a procedural point, both of these organizations have another application in here, but because of the nature of the funding, they will not be able to do the same programming. So if we small fund here, they cannot combine it with program that they're doing up here.
Right.
Well, that's an argument for not doing it.
Right.
Due to the sorry, correct. I misunderstood. I was misunderstanding there.
Right.
Okay.
So should we make a motion?
Yes. Can someone make a motion that would let's do the motion this way, that it is $100,000 for Addiction Solutions, 50,000 for Health Imperatives, 25 for NAMI ASAP, and 0 funding on New Hope and NCTV in the substance misuse grant area.
Well, that's going to force me to vote against it. That's what I don't want to do.
Okay.
If
Can
you're
you
going
make
to combine them all together, I'm going to have to vote against the whole thing.
But that's
Okay.
I think that's how we've done it.
Yeah, you have to do that. You can't vote in one cat like what's a round 2 proposal, Linda?
Yes.
Yeah.
Addiction Solutions, Health Imperatives, but I sort of was leaning towards, someone else brought up giving everybody something and reducing the other 2, but I just assume give the full 100 and the full 50. And then I got to figure out what to do with the other 25 between the other 3, I guess.
An even split would be something like just over 8,000 each, which is not sufficient to run the NCTV or, I mean, that would be what is it? Ends up being like a 15%-ish, a little less than 15% of the requested amounts.
Yeah.
I think it would be ineffective. I think that would be ineffective for all organizations.
I do too.
It's not money well spent because it can't be used.
It can't be used.
Reduction.
All right, make that motion then.
Okay, so I can do that. I move to award Addiction Solutions $100,000, Health Imperatives $50,000, and NAMI/ASAP $25,000.
I second that motion.
But, for discussion.
Oh,
When we're not taking out the video part of that piece then, right?
We cannot instruct them on the fine details of their programming. You could request for a use restriction on the agreement with it, but I would suggest that we award less and let them know that when we're giving the recommendation, we're uncertain of the effectiveness of the media out, basically. And then we could ask them to do reporting for next year on their analytics quarterly to see if there's so that we can ask them to be tracking how many views and how broad the spread of this is.
Well, if you want to put that as a caveat, leave the video in, but put that as a caveat because I'm not willing to do it again.
I will add and to their reporting terms, analytics around the media sharing.
Yep.
Okay. Alrighty. Any other discussion? Okay, so with no further discussion, can we vote on the motion? So we had a second on that motion?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, so now we can just vote. So, we'll start, Joanna,
I
Suzanne,
I,
Lee,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Linda,
I
myself, I. Okay, so the motion passes. Now I assume we have to have a motion to zero fund New Hope and NCTV.
No.
No?
yeah, you do.
No, we don't. We just vote on the recommendations as outlined here. There doesn't need to be a second motion towards it.
All
Last
right,
year,
CPC has to vote on if we're not doing anything with somebody, we vote to zero fund them. We always have to.
last year and previous years, we haven't done that. We just voted on the slate.
All right, because I'm just telling you what we're required to do at CPC, and we're a granting operation also.
I mean, did you bring this up any of the previous years?
Well, I think we've never really been faced with this before.
No, last year we did zero fund some of our applications.
And I thought in the past we did vote to zero fund things.
no.
I think I'm trying to remember. I cannot remember if we did or not.
Okay, Joanna, do you have recollection of that?
What I recall is that we didn't vote to zero fund people, but we may have listed them out in the motion and said $0, $0.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was mentioned. It wasn't just blown off as if we never did anything.
yeah, because I think it needs to be a record that we have made a decision. There's a
Yes.
decision made. So.
Okay, so let's just amend the motion to say that we give $0 to NCTV and $0 to New Hope
In the substance misuse
category.
application.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree. It makes
All right.
sense.
It makes it cleaner.
Yeah.
Okay. So do we vote again?
Yes,
We would need-
Yeah.
you
Okay.
have to amend the vote.
Okay.
Or vote
So
again, one or the other.
can I have a second to the amended motion?
I'll
Second,
second that.
Okay. So by roll call, Suzanne,
I,
Lee,
Aye.
Linda,
aye.
John,
Aye.
Joanna,
I
and myself, I. Okay. So we have substance misuse done. However, have we corrected the rubric?
I don't have Joanna's score in there, but everything else is fine.
Okay. And if you look at the scoring, the three that we funded were the three highest scored, even without Joanna's corrections.
that's off. It says, first addiction solutions, second health imperatives, and third is going to NCTV with
Oh.
NAMI fourth. So that needs to be changed.
Right.
well, so sorry, I can't raise my hand on the phone, so I apologize.
Right.
I just want to say that the reason I didn't know that we couldn't give 4s because I rarely give anybody a 5, and the 4 is like in between a 3 and a 5. So I would be hard pressed to go back and either bump somebody down or bump somebody up. I don't really understand why I can't have a 4.
I can speak to that, Joanna. When we were developing the procurement for this, Brian, due to procurement law, and I don't know why this decision is made in procurement law, but the we're not awarding numerical numbers for these. We're doing what is a comparative evaluation to the bid standards that we requested. So when we're really just using the numbers as a substitute for H, A, N, A, and U. And so those are the only categories that exist. We can then convert those to numbers to do a mathematical equation, but the actual thing that we're awarding is not a number value. We're not grading it on a 1 to 5. We're putting it in one of 4 categories.
Right, but when you tally all of the numbers, we then rank them by the score they got, which is a numerical value.
Agree. And I will admit that I do not know why that is okay or preferable and why the HA is not. So
you can then just make all the 4s that I gave 5s.
Okay.
And that whole explanation doesn't make any sense.
I agree. I'm merely reporting what I heard when I asked a similar question.
Yeah.
And
we're forced to, even though it's H, A, N, A, and U, it really is 5, 3, 1, and a 0. And
I can't see the whole chart here. There we go.
Yeah.
So, Alexandria, if I gave anybody a 2, just make them a 3.
Yeah, I was missing the 2 and the 4 myself because it was 5, 3, and 1 and 0, and I'm going, I want a 4. I want a 2, but I didn't have one.
The reassuring thing is that when you have a significant number of these, that washes out with everybody's contributions.
Statistically, yes.
Yeah.
What's interesting is that my top are all the 28s.
I'll put a quick.
I don't think we have any trouble with the 28 guys. It's everybody at 24 where we're going to have some problems.
Yes. So if Lexi, if you can go and change those, is that possible?
She's inputting them now. We'll get them out live. I will put up I'll put up the numerical requests just so we have an idea of what the want is or the ask.
Okay.
I'm going to stop share briefly.
Okay. All right. So we will also see the updated version of the substance misuse numbers as she's doing that. But if we can move on for right now, and I understand everyone's pain in this, to pick just 4 categories, because having used rubrics in real life, in education, and also in scoring grant applications for a long time, you want to give that in between, but we're forced. You have to. It's either here or there, and there's no gray. So just the way
Veronica,
it
what
is.
we've done in the past, who's in, who's out. Number 1, number 2, who gets full funding, and take them right off the top.
Right.
Like Star,
and that's what I was
Martha's Vineyard, that kind of stuff. Just take them right off the top so we know how much we have left for the big bites.
Yep. And that's what I was going to suggest, because I've actually broken the rest of it into 3 categories. So I called the category that you're talking about, I call the no-brainers. And then I put operational grants and then the program. So if we can talk about the ones that are given, and MVCS asking 19,139. They consistently, I never understand why they don't ask for more, because they do so much for the money that they give. Star, I think at 23 or close to it, I think it is a solid ask. And I put elder services up in that group, even though
I did too. Yep.
I did too.
All right.
So leave them up there.
So those are the three that I have as what I call the ones that we really don't have to have much discussion. We may have to, at the end of the day, adjust the numbers a little bit if when we look at everything else, but I think not much discussion on them.
Excuse me. Can I ask a question? I see Elder Services on here on the sheet that I have at home that I was working off of. I don't see Elder Services on the program grant section at all.
Because
Their
they
operation.
apply for a capacity.
Oh, so we're taking them all together in
Sadly,
discussion?
yeah, the operational grants and the program grants come from the same funding this
Same
year.
funding.
Right.
Oh,
I
dear.
also had
Okay.
I also had Safe Place moved over full funding because they're getting cut drastically by feds and state.
Let me just get a number with, we're comfortable with the proposal under column R1 here.
Mhm.
What does that mean?
Well-
Could you?
That's full funding of what they asked because of who they are and how much they asked for. That's what that
Okay.
is.
So
Got it.
so the current proposal is that these organizations, Elder Services, MVCS, and STAR, be funded at the requested amount as seen
Yeah.
here, which is a total of 77, and I'll subtract that from the 650 in one moment.
And we're not voting on those numbers.
No.
We're just
No, we're
going
just
to
for the help for the just to start.
placeholder. It's
Yeah.
Right.
placeholders because
Got
at
it.
the
But
end of the
I
day,
had Safe Place over there in full funding myself and PassCon in full funding. But that was all I had on full funding on that column myself.
yeah. Knowing that we're going to have to make cuts, I started out with looking at a lower amount for both of those, and I think
I did too.
it's a hard
I'm okay with
thing.
that. Yeah.
It's a hard
Why
thing.
do you
So
have
ca-
6,500 in that R1 for Star? It should be 2,300.
I was typing the wrong thing.
Okay.
I'm doing the math in another window. So right now with this preliminary allocation, we have 572,261 remaining.
So can
Um,
I make a suggestion?
Yes.
I think there's 3 others that we should pull out now because they're for smaller amounts, and I think we're going to give them smaller amounts.
Okay. Who would that be?
That would be Small Friends, Memory Cafe, and the New Hope.
I had
And-
Memory Cafe as much as we fought for it on the COA. I had the Memory Cafe really low. That was my lowest score.
It was my lowest score too, Linda.
Likewise.
But certainly mine too.
Oh, I don't
And I-
necessarily want to put them into let's fund them category at the moment.
Well, I was thinking we could give them like 20, and I was thinking about the Small Friends also unfortunately came in low because it impacts a very small number of people.
Yeah.
And
And a
I
critical
had that.
number of people. Critical because of the
Critical, yeah.
families that they impact.
I understand that, but $60,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah.
It is, but the bang for the buck for people who work and families that have to put their kids there and the waiting list and everything else. I think if they keep getting cut, they'll never get to full strength.
But that's more than they've ever asked us for.
Yeah.
I know because it's a different ask because we've done the lunch, the snack, playground, all kinds of stuff.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Um,
Excuse me, Linda, you're not, or not Linda, but whoever just mentioned Small Friends. We're not saying we're not going to give them anything.
Right.
We're
No,
just not
I-
going to fund them fully.
Right. I had them at 30.
I agree with that. I think they should be funded, but I felt strongly they were at the lower end of the spectrum.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those of us, I've had 8 kids and I've got now 7 grandkids. I understand the agita with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do too. And my kids went to Small Friends.
Yeah.
Time were we whalers?
I will mention,
So,
I will
if
mention,
we can, all right, I actually had Small Friends at 30. With the same thing, I think that it's an important thing, but when we look at everything else, we can't afford 60,000 to them. And I know that it's a great need. I cut it in half just as a
Mhm.
starting place.
Well, put it at 30 over there for now and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
But
And
I'm not there.
Memory Cafe, I said 15, and you know, we I have a lot of passion for what they're doing. They've reinvented, they've tried and tried, but you know, 15 is about the max that I think that I could go for with them. And at one point, we may have to just say it's not something that we could fund unless we have more money.
Well, my problem with it is when it got to the innovative column,
Right.
Right.
there's no innovation. And
Right.
that is a big problem to me
Yeah.
because they really don't have I hate to say it because the COA and Jericho's mom and the rest of us on COA sort of fought for this. It was a great idea. It does work elsewhere. It's not working here.
Right.
That's a problem for me because I love this program. I want the daycare back. I think that'd be a better idea. But this is where we are. And unless they come up with something innovative,
I think the rubric's updated now.
Cool,
Yeah.
thank you.
I also don't think they're doing any fundraising for their own program.
they're not. And that's another problem. We brought it up the last time, and they still haven't gotten there.
So
Right.
a couple points, just as background information. Small Friends and all of the early childhood programs are currently getting looked at for a couple of programs designed to expand access and subsidize the amounts in there. We have a project going on now between Me Housing and Community Fund where we're looking into using some of the CAPE models for pre-K. And then for the residences at Sherburne, the residences act as the fiscal sponsor for this, but it is largely operated by community school employees as in terms of invoicing and administration and coordinating. And I think that might be one reason why they are not doing a lot of fundraising independent of that.
It's not helping me.
No,
It's not helping me either.
no,
Just background.
it just
wasn't-
confused. I'm sorry. It was just a lot of words you just said. It didn't do anything.
Sorry. We're looking at a universal pre-K program modeled on the CAPE that would be applying next fiscal year, possibly. Just when you're talking about Small Friends. And then the reason why Residences at Sherburne doesn't do a lot of fundraising for this program is because they're the fiscal agent, but the people who are actually doing the program are community school employees.
Right.
Well, here's the
But
other thing. And, they may be looking at all these programs for pre-K and all that crap. The problem is that Small Friends is the only one that takes infants. They're the only ones that take kids that aren't potty trained, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, that's great. Pre-K, wonderful, 2 or 3-year-old kid. But we're talking about kids that are younger than that and parents have to go back to work.
Right. Right.
So is everybody comfortable with putting down $15,000 for Memory Cafe?
I'd rather give them less. I just don't want to take some money away from somebody else who's actually has a plan and has some innovation and has something going on and just keep throwing money at it.
Okay.
I'm just torn.
So
For the purposes of discussion,
so
is
10,000? Do people support?
10,000, I could do 10,000. Maybe they'll get something out of it.
I'm okay with the 10,000.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
I
Yeah,
would go
I
with
am
10.
too.
Okay. All right, let's leave 10 there then.
Then you
And
mentioned New Hope as
Small
well.
Friends at 30 at this point.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. All
What
right.
about let's do New Hope and Artist Association because I think they kind of fall in the same category.
Okay. My artist association, looking, where they ranked, I cut it by a third and I gave them 40.
I'll go there.
I level funded them from last year pretty much. I said 25, but I could go to 30.
Did we do 25 last year?
Their
No.
request,
Well, I think it was 30. They've doubled their request.
We gave them
Okay.
40
40.
award. Let me
And-
look at the 25 award. We gave them actually, yeah, we gave them 40.
We,
or did they request 40? Hold on, let me take a look at that.
No, they requested 50. We gave them 20. I'm all right with 40. I'm all right with 35.
Yeah.
They also have the opioid award as well from that will
Right.
be
That
active.
was separate. And that brought it up.
Their total out for this year. And then just one quick point, Artists Association, sorry, the New Hope program is a clinical program. There are licensed clinicians that are involved in that at a couple of stages. So it's
Yeah.
I like that program a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're still talking Artists Association, right?
No, she
Yeah.
went to New Hope.
well, just because they're being compared at the same time. I currently have 40 here.
For which
Question?
one?
Artists
Artists Association.
Okay.
I think it needs to be 35.
Okay.
Well, that split the difference.
All right. So let's make it 35.
We are now at 152.
All
And
right.
what do people think let's talk about New Hope. What about them?
All right.
We have to start it because this is what my comment to her was when they were before us, is that truly is seed money. We truly are coming in at the
Right.
very beginning to support their efforts because we don't have any stats on them.
Right.
So I'm willing to go 35 or 40.
what's the ask for them?
49,200.
49, so there it is, yep.
I would go to 40. I think that it's a really great alternative.
You know, as
Gets
we
them off the
talk,
ground,
middle
and then we'll
school,
have
middle
some
school is
stats.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a rough age. She's got her experience there. My only concern, and I think we've seen this with In the Herd, great program or whatever, but getting the people to bring their children. It has to be cooperation with parents and
Yep.
In the Herd, you know, she's got a great thing happening, but still having a hard time getting more to participate.
But it's growing every year. Remember, the
Yeah.
first year
Yeah,
we weren't
Right.
sure. I was the one skeptical, and I was a professional rider. I had 2 horses, and I
right.
was sort of skeptical. And then it grew, and it
Yes.
grew, and it grew. So, and there's no questioning her efforts over here on this island, and this is not an easy place to deal with.
Right.
But let's take care of some of the smaller ones first, like Safe Place and
Yeah.
Well-
NCTV
All right,
and
well,
NAMI
let's-
and those guys.
Okay,
Visiting
well,
nurses.
But
Let's finish New Hope.
Yeah.
okay.
Are
I-
we on-
Sorry, just procedurally, the last one I have for that is 40. Do we want to change that?
No, I think 40 is good. And I just want to say that one of the people who's working on that in that group works at the school. So
Yes,
I think that
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. And I was really impressed during the interview,
Yeah.
more so than I was without it.
It was a great presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we can all agree at this point for 40 there?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so where do we go? Any of the other sort of,
can we go? I would go to like the Lighthouse School next.
okay.
I have a hard time funding this again.
So
This
this
is
is
that amount of money.
It's
this
too
is a
much money.
different.
Well, wait
Yeah,
a minute.
that's
Did
crazy.
we do? I'm sorry. Excuse me. Did we do the health imperatives? They were asking for 35,600. That's a lower one.
That was Elder Services. Health
Other
imperatives is
services.
100.
Can we go back
Yeah.
to Safe Place
Oh,
first and do
okay.
some of these smaller guys first before we get to the 5 big ones?
Okay.
Well, I was going to
I'd like
say,
to
can
go
we
back to Safe Place.
let's just finish Lighthouse School though, because
yeah.
it is in a different classification.
I
You know,
can't do 100 grand. I can't do
way.
anything near 100 grand. I can't even do 50.
I had written 25.
Mhm.
And, you
I
know,
had, yeah.
but in my discussion in my head, and this is coming from, I spent part of my career as a teacher. This would not, on the island, this is not make or breaking. This is taking care of stress levels. The problem with retention is housing, and this is not answering the big problem, but it certainly will help some of our teachers, but not for 100,000. I think if they can do a quarter, 25,000 max, I'd like to see them offer those services for some.
Yeah, and my problem with it also is that it's very difficult to get results or quantitative data on that. It's in the teachers' heads basically. There
Yeah.
isn't a number that we can put our fingers on, or a result or a positive that we can put our fingers on.
They will be doing self-reporting surveys, but you're correct. This is a very
It's
heavy.
pre and post surveys, and
That doesn't really give you much.
Does
Well, this is the one that I can speak to from my experience of teaching, which people and before we go.
I'm sorry, I'm having a
Breaking
hard
up.
time hearing you.
You must be
You're
moving because you're breaking
Right,
up now.
okay. No, I'm still in the car. Let's see.
You're
Can you hear
coming
me
in.
now?
yes.
Okay, so what I was saying was that these were some of the classes that I taught, and the same 10 or 12 people came to the classes every single week, and I definitely think it made a difference.
How much bang for the buck are we getting out of this? I'm 25 grand, maybe.
Yeah, I'm fine with 25,000. I'm fine with that.
That was my question. Does the 25 even move the needle for them? Do we have a sense of that? I'm happy to do it, but
Yeah, I think it does because basically the owner will donate the space. I mean, she would like to get paid, but I think that at the end of the day, she'll donate the space.
She said that already.
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Let's start with 25 there.
Okay.
We're looking at a current commitment of 217,739 out of 650.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So Linda, up to Safe Place.
I'm gonna fund them fully, but I'm not going any less than 60 grand for them.
Okay.
The service
I
that they
agree-
provide and their outreach and their adding programs and stuff. Yeah.
I agree with you 100%, Linda, but I know that at the end of the day, it can't be 75 because we just don't have enough.
Have it.
And
But I said 60
I
is
put
my
60.
lowest.
I put 60 as mine. So if we
Okay.
want to put 60, I would be comfortable with that.
Me too.
Yeah. Absolutely essential.
Yeah.
I think I'm comfortable with that, and I have a sense that now that they have a permanent home,
Oh,
Mm.
a
yeah.
really good home, they may be able to attract some money that they wouldn't have been able to approach in the past.
Where did they
People,
move, by the way?
You're on
they
Amelia
moved
Drive.
they moved to where Joe Manning used to have his practice.
Oh, okay. Because he built a new building for himself. That's good.
Yeah.
Right. So they built he struck a deal with them on Amelia Drive, and I know that building because been in it, and it's very well adaptable for their purposes. And
Yeah.
I have a feeling that they give it has a certain kind of visibility that there are people who will be they can approach that they have not necessarily been able to approach before. I'm not saying I wouldn't fund them fully if we could, but at least I feel they aren't going to get hurt as badly as somebody else would.
So, John, are you thinking less money, or it strikes me that
No,
this
I
is
think
money?
60 is fine.
Yeah, it's
If
money
we
well
could
spent.
if
Yeah.
we could give them 75, I'd give them 75. But I think they won't be hurt as badly as they could have been in their prior space, which was they did the best they could with it, but it wasn't the most desirable place in the world for what they're trying to do.
Yeah, and they've got privacy. You can come in the back for that building that they're going into now. They
Right,
need
they have
privacy.
privacy, they have parking, and it's also because there's so much other things going on. You could be sort of part of you don't stand out when
Right.
you go to that building.
Exactly. And I
Can
have
we
a
go
feeling
to,
they're going to grow. They're going to
yep.
grow in that
And
space.
they've got space now to grow. So
Yes.
there you go. Can we go to
Yeah.
PassCon next?
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are we on with Pascon? Pascon,
75,000 ask.
right. They're doing fundraising, I know now. I know the service is for free. I had a hard time with this one because here I wanted to give more, but I put 40 as my start.
That's too
Um,
low for me. I
Yeah,
was a hospice volunteer and I know what they do over there.
And all
I
their
would,
services are for free. I put
right.
50.
I put 52.
Okay.
Would
I'd
be-
be comfortable with 50.
I'd love to give them more. If we come back to stuff, I'd love to come back to them.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with that.
Yes.
I'm on that track.
a little over
Okay.
halfway.
Okay. So,
Who else is little? NAMI, NCTV, and VNA are the other low
okay.
ones.
All right. Let's talk about VNA. And Jericho and I had some conversation because I know he's been dealing with VNA. Excuse my voice is going. He's been dealing with VNA, funding it out of the Human Services Department budget. And I know that there's duplication of services that they're asking for with that 75. I think that what they do and what they find, I have 20,000 and really my maximum on that.
And why was that?
Jericho, can you elaborate on that?
So VNA's public health nursing program, we've been funding a lot of those operations out of budget, like out of our line item budget for the last couple of years to the between 10 and 15 grand per year based on a combination of local tax funding and then with the other amount made up from grants from a couple like one or two state grants, and then a collaborative grant that we've been participating in with Martha's Vineyard.
And the other stuff, it's somewhat of duplication of things that the health department does cover, correct?
We are starting to expand back out into doing vaccines. We're also going to be some of the health screening stuff that VNA has done. We're getting back into that again as well.
I know Sherry deals with VNA, correct?
Yes.
Now, I had a situation recently where they would only come 1 or 2 hours and it wasn't working, and Sherry had to step in and rearrange the hours. And so I know it's not all that flexible in some respects.
I know they are labor limited.
Yeah.
I mean, I had them down for 25. I don't think I would go any higher than that.
Okay. I'd go there.
All right. Let's start it then at 25
Yep.
or the maximum of 25.
Everyone all right? Okay, I'll add that in as that.
All right.
All right. And then go to NCTV and NAMI.
Wait, did we
Mom is
already
getting-
do the warming place?
No,
No,
not yet.
Okay.
no.
I need more organization there.
Yeah. So which one? Rather than NAMI, let's do I'm looking at how about in the herd right now?
Okay.
Because that's also
Yeah.
they're asking 100. And I know that Michelle, she's fantastic. Grant writing is completely new to her. She's, as she describes herself, she's a horse lover and an animal lover and is trained in the special techniques, but she isn't a grant writer. I think she asked for 100 because that was the maximum that we
Maximum.
said get.
Yep. She got
We've,
55 last year.
right.
I
And,
had them down for 50.
Okay.
okay. We can start at 50 there.
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
Okay. All right.
Now, Interfaith Council, that
Well,
is pretty important for
Yes.
everything that they do.
yeah. And with their new home and all of what's happening, even though I know that they are getting some benefit of money that has come through Nourish Nantucket, the donation that Nourish Nantucket received. But I know the money is needed there.
Because I mean, you've got heating, you've got all the things that
It's
are
all
required to
it's
have a life.
right.
Right.
It's rental, food, fuel, and
Fuel.
medical, also
Right.
transport there. So,
Right. I mean,
um,
I have them very high. I have a question though. My question is that are they paying rent at that new building? Because or are they there? Like, how are they there? Because the thing that I'm concerned about is I don't want, and I don't know this to be true. I just want to understand it better. I don't want them to be paying rent to Nourish.
Well, the land
Like,
bank
that would
owns it.
seem weird.
yes. And I know that Janice last week had, confirmed. So the first step was the building's been purchased. Now they're in lease negotiations, and the way that it sounds as if, and please correct me on this because I'm a little bit fuzzy at 2 o'clock in the morning here. It is Nourish Nantucket that will be collecting the rent. It's not the land bank.
I cannot speak to that. I know that the owner of the building is Land Bank, but I believe there's a financial contribution from Nourish Nantucket. So I think they might be in it together. I know that on the documents, the people who are like that, the licensing documents, etc., it is Nourishing Nantucket, which is responsible for the commercial kitchen, and then it is Land Bank that is responsible for the downstairs.
That's not helping.
No, it's not helping at all.
Yeah.
I know that they will be paying rent. I do not know to whom they will be paying.
Yeah. And, just the intention here is they are paying rent right now on Mattocket Road. That should go away because it should all be on Boynton Lane. So
Right.
the rent that they're paying on Mattocket goes away. They've been fortunate, even though the building has been sub-adequate, they paid $1 a year to the town. So that the fact that they have to pay something, it's just who the money's going to. And I think that at this point, I don't want to say it shouldn't be our concern, because they do have a home. And the other down the road is they also have a storage unit but I don't know how quickly that's going to go away because I know that the storage that is available in the basement doesn't take pallets, and they're going to work on that. But I know that they can't put an elevator in the building that would be
No.
adequate for that. So
I know
it's
the building really well. I know the building really well.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's no way to get up and down. They're going to have to put some sort of an access on the outside.
yeah.
So
And the discussion is potentially even down the road is building some kind of a storage because it is 3 lots and there is room potentially to put a container storage type thing for the overflow. Because right now they have a storage unit out, at the airport back in those storage at Sun
Which
Island.
they're paying for, I can tell you that.
They're paying. Yeah, they're paying
Yeah.
for that.
So the last time the walkthrough prior to close was that the front section that is closest to Boynton Lane was going to be palletized storage as well as like pickup and collection. And then that there would be access to the commercial kitchen that would be shared through with Nourish Nantucket. And then that there would be a small office space for the utilities, et cetera, like the Janus component of it. And then that there would be some storage space downstairs. There is a slide access, but the currently existing elevator is, I think, never going to be back up to spec again and is out of scope for any initial renovations.
Right.
Yep.
You
It
know,
cost
I
them
think,
over $100,000 to fix it, by the way.
yeah, yeah. I think we have to, look at the application, at what they're doing. We funded them last year and we always have, we did 75, I think, last year, 95 the year before, 66. You know, I would go as close to 100,000 on them as we possibly can
Me
because,
too.
You want to
Me
try
too. They need
80 for now and just see where
Yeah.
we are?
Sure. I'm open to that.
okay.
Okie
Oh,
dokie. Let's stay away from those other two. They're usually the
Yeah.
last ones.
all
Which
right.
other two?
By order of request
Health
from
and Fairwinds.
we have NAMI, then Warming Place, then NCTV, and then two final big tickets.
Yep.
Okay. So let's do NCTV.
You want to do that? Or do you want to go to Warming Place? Warming Place, the organization's just I've got a lot of problems with that organizational
Okay,
on innovation.
let's do Warming Place then. All right.
I have a lot of
Warming
problems
Place.
with it. I was talking to one of the ministers 2 days ago, and I have a lot of issues with the vagabond sort of thing going between Summer and our church. And they're better organized now than they were. I'll give them that. I don't see innovation. I don't see that they're fully organized, and I don't see that they're fundraising enough to me. Now that may be just me.
Did they say they're gonna have I know that they do a annual appeal. Were they
Yeah.
gonna do some kind of benefit next summer?
They have to be
Uh,
organized. They got to be organized to do this stuff.
When we asked that at the interview, they said they've raised 83,000 per year. They have, let's see, a lot of their food is donated. You know what? They didn't really
No, they didn't. And they rely
that,
on the
did they?
kindness of strangers kind of thing. And they have got to, like when the food pantry first opened up and all that stuff, when we were giving money out years ago for rental assistance and stuff, it was done on George's kitchen table when the interfaith, we're going back several years.
Yep.
And the CPC said, we're not giving you any more money until you get an organization and you get it up and running. And that's when Janice came into the being. And then you have an office and you have you have accountability, and you're just not handing out checks to people that don't even need it in rent control because you can't, and not even legal units. So this is pretty much where we are with this group now. They need to get more organized. They're getting there. They're just
Yeah.
not there.
Yeah.
Right, but I still like the idea of subsidizing a service that provides housing for people over the winter who don't have a place to go.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't have a full grip on what their clientele is either, or how many people, because I was only like 6 people the other day. So I don't mind funding them.
Right.
I'm
Well,
having
there's-
problems with $75,000 funding them.
Right. What about 50?
50. We'll start at 50.
I'd go to 40 for personally.
I'd go between 40 or 50, but I think it's really necessary.
Me too.
Yeah.
But we
I
also
think
have
so
to
too. And
force them
also-
into getting organized.
Well, I think
Yeah.
they are. Their ultimate goal is to have a place where a permanent kitchen, a place where people can shower, to really secure things. And as we know, housing is the hardest thing on the island.
It
Right.
is.
And I believe this request includes funding that they're hoping will free up enough to get a manager, a Janus type, to use Linda's
Yes.
model.
Right, right.
Well,
I would want it at 50 to start. Because even though there may have only been 6 people the other day, it still is not the dead of winter.
People
And
they
are-
also they have to be accountable and they have to have an update. I mean, a real update on data
What would you?
when they have to give the reports. There
So
got to be a
what-
way to track how many people they're dealing with.
I
Okay,
think
so
they
I'm gonna.
do. I think they do have that on a
Yes,
daily basis.
I thought they did too.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they
they
got to
do.
report that to us.
We currently, last year we asked for unique visitors, and I
Right.
believe it was included in the reporting. It'll be very helpful for me if you let me know what you want so I can work it into the reporting. So do we want like a unique, let's see, warming place, like unique visitors and
You know,
then total population served?
Probably.
the same kind of data that Interfaith Council does have. We may not get it in all the reporting, but they know how many clients were there over the week. They know how many bags were distributed. I
What the
think
needs were.
yeah, I think they can provide the same thing that how many people over the course of the month.
Because they do service some people that don't stay there overnight. They do service some people that just need a place to go during the daytime. A friend of mine does that on a regular basis when he's
Right,
not
and I
sitting on
think
the
it's-
bench. But last
Right.
year they asked for 75 and we gave them 55. That was level funded. 55. If you want to go to 55 this year, level fund them, I can handle that or just stay at 50.
Okay.
So we're definitely gonna need to do some adjustments. Just looking at what's remaining, there's almost 300,000 requests or over 300,000 left in requests, and we're at 167 remaining.
Mm,
Mm.
okay.
Yep.
So
Well,
for the sake of round
let's
one,
get, yeah, let's
We lost you.
I don't,
Maybe
Can you
we
hear
should talk about some of the bigger requests because we're
Yeah.
running out of money.
yeah.
well, can we talk about Fairwinds?
Mm.
All right. I would like to hold Fairwinds if we can and do NAMI and NCTV.
Okay.
Let's do those
Okay.
first. All right. NAMI, it's different. We're not funding the gap for the therapist with this. This is to get a presence back on the island. Um, Jackie talked a good talk or whatever, but we can't do 60, and I would say 40 is the max that we can do for this.
I can't support 40.
Okay, can you make a counter?
They have a presence on the island. I'll say 25.
Any other thoughts?
I mean, they sold their
Joanna, are you out again?
What?
Joanna,
Sorry.
sorry.
I'm saying 25,000. Yeah, I'm saying 25,000.
And ASAP and NAMI are the same organization. We have
Now.
made an award. Now they are.
Yes.
But we have made there it is. We're 25K is going to the NAMI ASAP program.
I know. No,
So
I
I'm
was
gonna-
just talking about, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. What the proposal was 25?
Yeah.
I would love more, but I don't think we're going to be able to give more. Anyone else on that thought?
No.
So if we put 25 down,
Yep. We
all
have
right,
order from smallest to largest, NCTV, then health imperatives and fair winds.
okay. Uh, NCTV, again, I think it's a great thing, wonderful to have. Um, I'd like to give them something, and my something can't be more than 25,000. I don't think we have the money.
My something is $10,000.
Yeah, I agree with both. I was going to be on the lower range, 10 between 10 and 25.
I mean, it's a great thing, but it's not a necessity. And these other programs are real necessities.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
It's too bad because their programs are really good,
They are very good.
but it has to be lower.
It's also a lot of money to come at us with out of the gate. I'd rather see like a proof of concept.
Yeah.
I think, is this the ACK ambassadors?
Yes. Yeah. We had funded them with the youth behavioral grant.
Yeah.
And that money was wonderful, but it was a windfall at the time. And they did good things, but there are much higher needs at this point.
And they can apply. There are some other grants that they can apply for.
Yeah. So let's leave it at 15. Where's our count at this point? Are we at
We have $77,261 unallocated, and the last two requests are in total 200.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Let's jump into fair winds then. All right.
I'm not willing to, I was on mute for a second. My son came in the room. I'm not
Right.
willing to go to 15 on NCTV. I was at 10.
Yeah. I feel similarly.
Okay, let's make it 10 then.
Then if we take another $5,000 away from NAMI, that'll put us up to 87,000 left.
We're gonna have to chip away at them. So
Yeah.
whether we chip away now or after.
Let's I have a thought. So fair winds. I really am only willing to give fair winds 50,000.
How much?
And
How much did you say?
50, 50.
Okay.
50, yeah. And I would like to give health imperatives closer to 100, right? So I would put health imperatives at 60, 70.
Hold on.
So if we can,
I know given previous years without the cap, we were awarding them in the range of 130 to 145.
Yep.
And I also know that they lost quite a bit of funding and are likely to lose more coming up.
health
We'll
imperatives.
put 100 at health imperatives, and we'll see where else we can go here when we get down to that.
So I thought we discussed it earlier because I had written down 80,000 under health imperatives. I thought someone had suggested 80.
Right. So we're 67.
Was I making that up?
Yeah.
No, we had mentioned it. I might not have recorded it, or we might have decided to go for lower hanging ones.
Yeah.
But
It's 67,000, 68,000 in the hole. I
Yeah.
suggest we take $5,000 out of NAMI back to 20 first off
Okay.
and see where that gets us.
I will add that in. I'm just going to start potentially doing it in R2, so we have like the line here.
Okay.
Okay.
That's not going to help me because I'm looking at R1 to see where I can cut out of R1 first.
Right.
Do we want to have any discussion on fair winds because we just chopped it in half? All right. I can start the discussion. We made a category of a operational or capacity grant. And when I thought about what they want to do, which they want to basically put a new IT system in, which is going to increase their efficiency, but is it going to increase
Services? No.
the services? And I say capacity at that point. Is it going to allow them to treat more patients? I don't necessarily see there's a one-on-one there. And I don't want to, I feel,
It's
especially
also
with some of the other issues that we've had and, we still have with them, I don't want this to appear as if we're zeroing in on them because they do good stuff. But,
But infrastructure is one of the categories that you can apply for a grant with the community foundation.
okay.
So I do feel like if we gave them 50, they could get another 50 from either the Remain Fund or the Nantucket Fund, because it is one of the categories is for improvement in like reporting, financial reporting, or infrastructure.
Right. Right.
Well, here's some, we got to get rid of the 62 overlap here.
Yeah.
So we would take, my suggestion is we take, where is the other one I was looking at?
So if we put health imperatives in at 90, where are we?
52.
Okay, 52 at that point. So go ahead and go 90 there.
Who is our other top fund? What's our other?
Well, I drop New Hope another $5,000.
50, 50, 80 interfaith, 90. The highest awards at the moment are 90 for health imperatives, 80 for interfaith, 60 for safe place,
50
and
for
that-
Warming Place, 50 on Warming Place, and 50 on Pascon. Can you possibly put in commas on that column?
Yes, I can. I got.
It's makes it easier to read.
What about $5,000 out of New Hope?
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Go to 35 instead of 40.
Yeah.
We just finish this and then give me a second. I'll make that change.
Okay.
I mean, I could make a suggestion here because the delta is 52, and if we start shaving $5,000 off almost across the board, that's gonna close the gap, and I don't think the $5,000 is gonna alter, how we look at things.
I mean,
Yeah.
artist association could go down to 30.
Yeah, that would be 5 there.
What?
Wait.
Let him go. Wait, just let him put the commas in here first so he's way behind us now.
Yeah, let me remember what you guys are saying. I'm not going to be too shy.
Yeah, we're going to go back to the top when you get that last one. Go back to the top. Artists Association down to 30.
What?
Artists Association down $5,000 to 30. All the way back to the top.
No, I know there's an incoming call that I've never seen before, so I'm just going to hang that up.
Spam.
Yeah.
All right.
I've
So
literally never seen
I've got a hard stop in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Artists Association down to 30.
Well, I like Lee's idea of shaving 5 off. It's not going to kill anybody.
And then
Well,
take
Some of
yeah.
the small ones we can't do that too.
We
No,
can't do
not
that.
no, but on the large, like safe place, can we go to 55 instead of
No,
60?
leave them alone from right now.
Leave them
New
alone?
Hope,
Okay.
New Hope down to 35.
Correct.
Yeah. Elder services, if we maybe just
35 even. That's not
yeah,
going to do
we'll make it
anything.
35, make it
Do
35 even.
How about 30,600?
No, they're
I don't-
operating on a shoestring.
Okay.
I mean,
food has been identified as a significant concern in the next couple months, especially in.
I wouldn't touch it.
Okay.
Fairwinds. Okay, go down to
In the
where was I
herd,
going next?
in the
In the
herd.
herd. Yeah. Take a
5?
5 out of there. Yeah, 5 out of
45.
there.
Lighthouse
Lighthouse
School,
School go down to 20,000 even.
Martha's
Okay.
Vineyard, we shouldn't touch.
We can't
Nope.
touch that.
No.
And I would suggest that the awards where 5,000 is over half of the award, we might want to skip.
Yeah, we go down NAMI. I'd take another 5 out of NAMI.
I thought we already did that.
We did.
No, down. No,
So 20?
We're sticking with 20?
Ascon, 45.
okay.
Warming place.
45,
VNA,
20.
want to make it 15?
Well, let's see where we are here for a second.
20, okay.
Small friends is going
Smaller.
to have to go.
Star,
Yeah,
25
small
small
friends.
friends.
How about small friends down to 25?
Good. 25 small friends.
Okay, okay.
12,
All right.
12,
Now,
okay.
how about
health
Star?
imperatives.
Star a little bit
No.
on.
I don't touch STAR. I'm not
Okay,
willing to touch STAR at all. But
okay.
we can go
If-
back up to Fairwinds and health imperatives. We need 12,739.
12,000.
I would say health imperative goes down to 85.
Okay.
And
I mean,
then
if
know
we
exactly
took-
where they're coming from.
Yep.
Hold on.
And-
Linda, would you be all right if we took 3,000 off, just went to 20,000 instead of 23 on Star?
No, no, no,
Okay.
no. We've level funded them.
and then I guess Fairwinds has to come down.
Yeah, Fairwinds comes down to 40.
45?
Go down to 40 for a second.
Yeah.
Go down to 40 and then we'll add back in. All right, then give them the 2261. Fairwinds.
Yep.
42261.
Where you guys
Yeah.
going?
We are
There you
zero.
go.
That's
No, I would-
that's weird. That's strange. I would round that.
Well, you can't because you have MVCS is the one that threw it off.
Do we
You
want to
can't
just,
round it. You can't round it because then we'll be
Huh.
over or under. That's why you have to add that 261 back in. So we're zeroed out.
Right.
There's always that weird number at the end that somebody, because not everybody has an even number.
so I would like now for us very briefly to look at the rubric
Rubric.
responses and see if
Exactly.
the correlates to what our scores were. Right?
Okay.
Yes.
You can't put the rubric on here.
I mean, I
I'm
can-
looking at it on my sheet. If you did go like that with your sheet.
I don't have a sheet for it.
So
Can you
and
do a
this is-
split? Can you do a split screen?
I think I can do a split screen. I
The
can just
big average AVG is the right one now.
this one here. Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, so then I can just do this. It's not perfect, but we'll have it all on one page. Dang it. Well, I will do the thing that I want to do. I don't really need to do that, just this. Paste. Keep source columns. There we go. And then I end the share on this. Start the share on this one.
It's modern
Uh,
technology.
Mhm.
When it works with
Oh,
it.
great. Great, good.
Yay!
Thank you. So let's
So
look.
for programming, I can run down by highest point value.
Yes.
They're fairly
Keep
quick.
it running, Molly. Keep it running.
The highest rated applicant from programming was A Safe Place at 31,
Got you run. Do we
followed by
run through the aisles with you?
and PassCom.
Somebody needs to mute. There's too much interference. I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Give me a second. Oh, seems like we're good. Okay. Highest applicant was Safe Place at 31, followed by Pascon and Health Imperatives at 30.8. Subsequent to that, after that is the 28th. We have 28.17 for Warming Place.
2850 in the herd.
In the herd, 28.33 for MVCS. Oh, sorry, Nantucket Star was the highest rated one.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
okay.
And
well,
so
Wait,
I just lost everything.
where'd it go?
it's sliding. Go back,
You
back,
went
back,
for
back.
too far to the right. You gotta go back left.
Call me Icarus.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So Safe Place, yeah, this is pretty much you gotta lower the picture. You've lost half of it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Drop it down on the page.
Well,
No, you gotta drop it down on the page. You're too high up.
I got it,
There you
Linda.
go. There you go.
Okay.
So
All right.
for the most part, the highest scored ones are the closest to the funding request amount. The exceptions being
Warming Place.
Warming Place,
Yeah. Pascon.
Ascon. Where's VNA? No, that's about right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. That was pretty cool that it ended up really very much the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does anyone have any concerns or issues with the allocation as lined up in this row?
No, I'm fine.
No, I think it's remarkable that we got here so fairly easily. That was
Yeah.
good. That was really good work.
and can we all get a
Yes.
copy of this?
Yes,
I
absolutely.
just cut and pasted it into my Word document.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what we'll do is we'll send an email with these recommendations out once you guys make the motion and approve them.
Okay. I would make, just because of appearances, the Fairwinds number is just bizarre,
It
you
is.
know. So I would like to sort of
Put it
round
back up
that.
there again. It has to be, cannot be rounded. We don't have 650. This is the only way it ends up at 650 because you end up with this weird, and it was last year. Last
Yeah.
year it was some weirdo 362 or something. It was a weird number. It was
Well, what I'm
500 or
saying
something.
So
is that Martha's Vineyard Community
Yeah.
Service, we can just round it a bit so
So if
it's
this
just,
goes to
it's just a
this-
bizarre number. And I know that Martha's Vineyard went in at 19,139. You know, if we just rounded that so we could round that number for Fairwinds.
What-
Even
No,
if it
it's
comes
not
in-
going to round. It's going, well, it'll be 42,400
Well, I
if
would
you
just
took
make
the 139 off.
make the Martha's Vineyard 19 flat.
Right.
I know.
That'd be 42,400 for Fairwinds.
Yeah, which is better.
Which is better.
Not such a strange number.
Well, we have,
Or-
last year we had all kinds of weirdo numbers too, so.
Yeah.
And as long as we're as long as we're not pre-setting grant amount, like award amounts, like we did for the opioid, there's always the potential for this to be the case. So I'm changing MVCS to 19,
Even
Flat.
Mhm.
and I'm
changing
changing to
42,400.
400. So can everyone see row M here?
Yes.
Yes.
In that case,
Party. It's a
if
party
you would-
now.
Okay. Could we, I know that this is strange because Elder Services also comes in with an odd number, and this is just my anal person here coming out. If we made
I don't want to do that.
we cannot increase the amount over the requested
No.
amount.
No, but I'm saying decrease it and just make it like 42.5 and make them 35.
I don't
35.
want to cut Elder Services $1.
Okay.
It was very similar numbers before. There's nothing wrong with these rounded numbers.
Okay. All right. I'll let it go. It's okay. It's okay.
It's
All right.
2 o'clock in the morning where you are.
Exactly.
I'll
You
make a
know.
motion to approve row M.
Second. I second that.
Okay. Thank you, because to read all these numbers, I think our
Yes.
heads will explode. All right.
If-
So,
if-
um,
If, apology,
can we-
just for absolute clarity's sake on the motion, if you could make the motion to be a motion to adopt the recommendations as presented in the rubric scoring spreadsheet displayed. I know that's annoying, but that would be helpful.
All right, that's our
Okay.
motion.
Okay.
Second.
All right. Second. Okay. So by roll call, John, I see you right now, so you get the first vote.
Aye.
All right. Linda,
Aye.
Joanna,
Aye.
Lee,
Okay.
Suzanne,
Aye.
an aye from me. This was a Herculean task.
Good work.
Um,
Good work.
You know,
We need
did
more
not think-
money. We need
We
more
need
money.
more money.
We
We
need
need
more
more
money.
We
How
need
do
more
you-
money. Yeah.
Lee,
So-
how do you like this procedure?
It's actually candidly, it's been an education for me. You guys do some really good work. I'm pleased to be part of the committee.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your hard, I thank everyone for their hard work the last couple of weeks. And Lee, I would actually like to ask a favor of you because you're used to doing billable hours. Can you track how much time you spent over the past bunch of weeks and just informally let me know or let us know? Because it's a difficult thing to get people to commit to this committee, and part of it is because it's intense during a certain time of year, and being here down under with my family here, I've got granddaughters that are 8 and 10 saying, "Grandma, you're going to be on Zoom again tonight." And I walk around with my little notebook and I'm reading and whatever. It's been a lot of time, and I'd like it, from your point, if you can give us that number.
Yeah,
because,
sure. Happy
you know,
happy to do it. But look, as the new kid in town, it is a lot of time. It's a lot of investment. But again, you guys do good work. You have to feel good about, what comes out of the group.
I second everything he just said
yeah.
as a new person too.
So thank you all. And, so now I'm going to look at we just did recommendations for fiscal year 27. And the next item on our agenda is discussion of funding requests for fiscal year 28, with the goal of making a formal request. We know that we went into this year, basically it was level funding, and we have the needs assessment coming up, but we know that we need to ask for more. And Jericho, from just a discussion we had the other day, I don't think we have to come up with a number now, but
The way
that
the-
when will we meet again? It's all tied together. So I would like to have at least a start of thoughts here of where we need to go for next year.
I think we had an idea about that back in the spring, didn't we? Jericho had an idea and you guys had an idea.
Yeah, we were talking to bring it up to 1 million.
And
Yeah.
Joanna was involved with that discussion.
Yeah.
And the last pitch that we were discussing was a total budget across substance misuse and human services of 1 million total, with 175 of that remaining for substance misuse, and the remainder 825 going to be for human services programming, the current CRC programming.
Right.
I would suggest, if we do that, we put some additional parameters onto it to give additional guidance to applicants, so that we maybe consider splitting some portion of that into preventative or outreach or education, and then some for direct treatment. Just because that way applicants will be able to gauge their their amounts, and also kind of tailor their program a little better.
Yeah. And we can have more discussion on this at another time, but I think that, um, and I guess when we level funded, this year and the town agreed, I think informally, if we had asked for more, we may have gotten more. I'm not sure how much more, but we're ready to make that jump from, where we are to a million.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
consistently, the totals that people, we get every year over 1 million, and we just can't do it.
Right, right.
Well, and I
And
guess that every year we would be writing a letter of request for our funding amounts, and then we would determine probably quarter 3, like around alongside the quarter 3 reporting, that we would be doing, we would determine the request that we were making to admin and the select board.
yeah,
That just be an ongoing thing that we're so that way we can try and keep up with inflation and cost increases. We can try and tailor the amounts based on what we learned from the needs assessment and what we learned from the different studies ongoing, and our own like reporting from the previous year. But we don't need to determine this. I was instructed to make a letter request sometime before the beginning of the fiscal year. I would like to have a determination or a soft commitment from admin that we can go into the summer and plan our application process, knowing, knowing how much money we're planning on offering for recommendation. And that way we can get the application process started immediately in August. At the end of August, so that we can we can at least space these out a little bit more or be completely clear ahead of the holidays. Personally, I need a little more time between application closing and presenting you guys documents. I'm not super happy with the collation process and all the other, I could have used another couple of days on that, but the timeline was what the timeline was. So if we can massage around that, you'll have a better end product to work with.
well, I think what
Unfortunately, Joanna's not here. I think we lost Joanna to a travel thing, but so Joanna is the one who was really sort of driving this because she's
Yeah.
on the FinCom.
right.
And I can work with her in the next couple of months to iron that out. The other matter we need to discuss, and just in the interest of time, the report, Veronica and I would put that together and then send it around so that everyone can get comments and we can get a tacit approval. I don't know that, Veronica, where did we land on wanting another meeting on that? I forget.
I think
Have
what
to have a
we,
meeting to do with that. We have to vote at another meeting. We can't do it by online.
right,
we-
and the drop dead date for the report, do we want to have it ready for January 1st?
Yes.
Okay, so, I'm just looking at a
We can-
calendar.
We can circulate draft once we have it, and then we can have like a 15-minute Zoom meeting very briefly. If everyone can get their comments in ahead of that meeting and I can incorporate them, then we should be able to do a pretty quick approval process.
Will
And,
not be on a Friday for me.
no, well, we were, we can look at this, we can look at the calendar, but basically the format of the report that we did last year, we're going to use that same format, so it will have in charts. And actually, Lee, I don't know if you've seen our report, and Suzanne, have you seen the report? If Lexi, if you can send to Lee and Suzanne the report we did for this year, so they can get an idea what we're talking about. But basically the same format. So I'm
Good.
looking at you right now, Jericho, because I'll do some narrative, and I know that John did some wordsmithing for us last year on the final report, which appreciated that. So if we want to have this by January 1st, there's not much time, and it's going to take a little bit of time here. So the week of December 17th,
I'm sorry, our recommendations need to be in by the end of December. We might have more time to put the report together.
Okay, well then why don't we hold the report to when we have the final approval of the report then is when we do our quarterlies, and that'll be in January? Would that
I
be
think-
fine?
January 10th is the submission period, and then we collect them in February, I think, right?
Let me look.
I used to have that off the top of my head.
No, so it's June, July, August, September, October, no. July, August, September, so December is the end of the quarter, so we would get them in mid-January.
I forget what the exact submission date is. It's on one of the agreements. We should have it in a second. I used to know this off the top of my head, but I got a lot more stuff in my brain now.
Okay. And, I guess I'm saying if we could wait for the final approval, whether it's going to be January 14th or January 21st, is that enough time because we're not going to go before FinCom before then.
I don't believe so.
Okay, so maybe what we do is our next meeting, then just tentatively January 23rd. Oh, I won't be able to be on that day. I'm traveling that day. January 16th.
Should be in there. I got it. Hold on. It's in the. And any of the oh my.
Or we just make it January 30th?
I'll be traveling on the 30th.
You're traveling the 30th, going down to St. Simon's again?
Yes.
Right.
So are we talking about the next CRC meeting?
Yes.
And so I think
Yep.
January 17th makes more sense if are we having will the reports already be handed in?
That's what we're trying to figure out. I can't remember what the day is.
It would be the 16th or the
16th.
23rd. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 16th.
I'm good, both 16 and 23rd.
I am too.
All right.
Okay.
I'm better the 16th than the 23rd.
And
So-
Veronica's traveling on the 23rd, so
Yeah, I'm gonna be landing at 4 in the afternoon, and I won't be able to do this from
Yep.
remotely there. So the 16th would be better, or the 30th, but 30th isn't good for John. Unless John, if it's fine, you'll see the report ahead and
Nine?
Yeah, January.
I'm okay
we-
on the 16th. I don't care which date in January. I never go anywhere in January.
Okay.
We will, the reporting due date is January 9th, so anytime after that in January should be fine.
So we pick the 16th?
yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay. So we do January 16th as our next meeting, and at that day, we'll put the final approval, but everyone will have it ahead of time, make comments, and so we'll just have that, and we'll also have the quarterlies on that day, and
Send the reminder out. Don't do it.
we'll move on from there. Now, Fairwinds, we had said that we are not going to approve anymore unless we meet with them. So that's the last item really on our agenda. Do we meet with them on January 16th?
I would suggest yes. That would allow us to get the meeting in while we're approving the quarterlies, which should let us satisfy the request from the previous quarterlies.
Okay. So our next meeting is January 16th, 2026. Wow.
Can't believe
Unbelievable. New business. I know that we got a preliminary of the needs assessment, and Jericho, do you want to just
Sure. We have the initial round of, we have the first 100 of the survey results. I'm getting ready to go into, now that this process and some other stuff happening in the fall season is sort of ironed out, I'm planning on going into high gear on the outreach for the year-round portion of the survey, which will be going until March. We have about 110 incoming survey responses so far, plus about 40 paper ones that we sent over to get input from Safe Place and from the food pantry. I'm going to be doing some flyering with the QR codes, and then I'll print up some more of the physical ones to drop off different places. General trends, our sample frame, we are close. The distribution of who we've asked by age, ethnic category, socioeconomic status, and a couple of other points. We're getting a broad net. We just need to continue to get more over time. And then it's no surprise all the highest related concerns are around housing. After that, it's access to healthcare and wait times around primary and secondary care. Then the kind of more granular drill down, we'd like a little bit more data, but there's some interesting comparisons when you do breakdowns that I'll have Marcus. I can even see if Marcos wants to come in and have a brief discussion about it at either or both of the next CHS or CRC meetings.
Okay. That would be good. That would be good. All right.
All right, I got a
okay.
hard stop. I've already
Okay.
passed my time.
All right.
Yeah, I got it.
Likewise, I want to go to sleep. Sorry, but thank you, everyone. Appreciate your efforts. Happy Thanksgiving, happy Christmas,
Merry
happy
Christmas. Well, Merry
Hanukkah,
Christmas now. Happy New Year and all that stuff.
New
Yeah.
Year, and all that. And we will see everyone in January. And be well, everyone. And thank you very, very much. And Suzanne and Lee, thank you for you've just had baptism by the fire. So thank you for not running out of the room screaming. Appreciate it.
It wasn't
Oh, yeah,
painful.
see me when I
It
get
wasn't
home.
painful.
And Veronica, don't get run over by a kangaroo.
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all.
We do
Although I
need-
did see a big frog that was poisonous today, so that's
Oh,
stayed away from that. Those are the dangerous things. All
Wow.
righty.
all right.
Australia has more dangerous things than anywhere else in the world. I know. My daughter's in Adelaide, so yeah.
I know. Exactly. I'll be careful. All righty.
All
Be
right.
well,
Everyone, be
everyone.
well.
Take care.
Go to adjourn.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
can do
Thanks,
the-
No, motion to adjourn. That's
Motion
right.
to
Oh.
adjourn.
You gotta
Second.
go
Second.
through the
By
Roll call.
roll call. Suzanne,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Linda.
aye.
I assume we've lost Joanna.
That is not there. We
Lee?
still.
Aye,
Myself?
aye for me.
All righty, and myself. So we are adjourned. Thank you. All right.
you.
Thank
Have
you
fun.
Take care,
keeping
everybody.
us,
Be well.
keeping us on track. Be well.
Excellent, everyone. Thank you very
Bye-bye.
much.
Good.
Have a good one.